All right, let's dive right into a question that's stirring up a lot of debate in the design and dev world. Are low-fidelity wireframes, those simple sketches, totally obsolete now? The answer, well, it's not what you might think. I mean, in this age of AI, it's a totally fair question, right? We've got these incredible tools that can spit out a polished design in seconds. So, how can a simple hand-drawn sketch even begin to compete? Let's get into it. So, first up, the AI design revolution. We're talking about going from a simple text prompt to a fully polished prototype. It really can start with something as simple as this, a single sentence. You're basically just telling the AI what you want, almost like you're making a wish. And boom, just like that, the AI delivers. And we're not talking about a basic layout here. No, this is a high-fidelity prototype, complete with suggested colors, layouts. It can even add animations. It honestly feels like magic. So you can see why this has kicked off such a huge debate. Which brings us to section 2, the myth of obsolescence. Has AI really made manual sketching a thing of the past? You hear this all the time now, don't you? In team meetings, on social media, this growing belief that we can just skip all those messy early steps, just jump straight from an idea to a beautiful AI-generated final product. But is that actually the best way to build something that works? And that leads us to our third point. Wireframes are about capturing the idea. It's about why that human insight has to come first. Before we go any further, let's just remember what a lo-fi wireframe really is. Think of it as the blueprint for a house. It's not about the color of the paint or the type of furniture. It's the skeleton, the structure, the user flow. It's the absolute core of your idea. And this is where you can really see the difference in action. A vague prompt like, create a modern feed design, is probably going to get you a pretty generic, cookie-cutter result from an AI. But a wireframe, that forces you to actually think through the user's journey. Login, then the feed, then interactions. It creates a clear, unique blueprint that an AI can then use to build something truly special. And that blueprint is just so powerful. It makes you define the fundamental value of what you're building. And because it's so simple, your team can give you feedback super fast, which cuts down on endless back and forth later. But most importantly, it stops you from building a gorgeous interface on top of a totally broken user experience. Okay, section 4. Wireframes as the AI blueprint. This is where the whole story flips. It's about turning that simple sketch into an incredibly powerful prompt. See, instead of being replaced by AI, the humble wireframe is actually becoming the perfect instruction manual for it. You know the old saying, garbage in, garbage out? It's a fundamental truth of any AI. Give it a generic prompt, you're going to get a generic result. But if you give it a detailed, well-thought-out prompt, that's when you get something amazing. And a wireframe? That's about as detailed a prompt as you can get. So the new workflow really looks like this. It starts with a human, with creativity, sketching out the core structure. Then you take that wireframe and you feed it into an AI tool as its blueprint. That's when the AI does the heavy lifting, generating the code or the high-fidelity design, and then finally, the human designer comes back in to refine and perfect everything. It's a real partnership. And that's our final section, a powerful partnership. The key takeaway here is that it's not versus, it's plus. For a little while now, the whole conversation has been framed this way, like it's a battle, the old way versus the new way. But the reality is so much more exciting. It's a collaboration. The wireframe gives you the strategic direction, the why, and the AI gives you incredible speed and execution, the how. You're literally getting the best of both worlds. And as Dr. Minkyu Lee says, AI is just a tool. It can't replace creative thinking. And that's the bottom line, right? AI is an unbelievably powerful tool, but it doesn't have that creative spark. It doesn't have user empathy or real problem-solving skills. It can't replace the core act of human creativity. So we have this absolutely incredible new tool. It's here. The real question for all of us now, creators, designers, developers, is actually pretty simple. What is your blueprint going to be? What will you tell it to build?